So you can't have it both ways. The comments are not true, but the conclusion they came to not indict Joe Biden is accurate and to the point. Let me tell you something. This report is worse than an indictment. This report demands the 25th Amendment, and here's my Constitution. This man needs to be thrown out of office. And there's another point. The fact that they talked about the fact that he's an old man with a poor memory 7 years ago, that he's sharing classified documents at a time when he's not even president. Donald Trump was president. This guy was in possession of documents as a senator, as a vice president. He had no right to have that information. Sharing it with his ghostwriter, sharing it, I'm sure, with the editor. The editor would not have published a book without making sure that everything in that book didn't have backup. I've written 8 books. I know that. And then they say, well, he also showed a letter from Kim Jong-un to Bob Woodward in the Oval Office. Everything about this tells and shows the American people how there are 2 separate systems of justice. And this is where my prosecutor comes through. If you get to the point where you say, no jury will convict this guy because he is non compos mentis, because he does not have the mental capacity to form the intent, that means you've already gotten to the point where you believe he should be indicted, but you're not indicting him because you don't believe the jury will find him competent to stand trial. This is the worst thing that can happen to Joe Biden. And let me say one more thing about that. When they made the decision to not indict, they still could have indicted him the way they indicted Donald Trump for espionage. The espionage charges that Donald Trump is under by crazy Jack Smith don't involve intent or willfulness. They involve gross negligence. So if you want to tell me Joe Biden can't formulate intent, he cannot formulate a willfulness, then for sure you can get him for gross negligence. Explain to me, Mr. Hur, why there is a difference there. And this indictment against Donald Trump, for a number of reasons, and I don't want to hog the time, should be dismissed based upon the joke that this whole thing is.